Sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes the brightest light in someone's darkest night. We meet hundreds of people in life. Some we forget in a day, and some we remember forever. Not because of their wealth or looks, but because of their kindness. This is the story of one such moment. A small act that changed two lives forever. The rain poured endlessly that night. The wind howled like a wild beast, shaking the trees and rattling the rooftops. On a lonely road far from the city lights, a weary traveler named Daniel struggled to find his way. His carriage had broken down miles back, and his clothes were soaked through. He could barely see the path ahead. Daniel was a young man, full of dreams, but at that moment, full of fear. He had lost his map, his food, and his strength. Each step felt heavier than the last. He whispered to himself, "If only I could find a place to rest, just for tonight." As he walked through the storm, something caught his eye, a faint light flickering in the distance. It was small, weak, but steady, like a candle refusing to give up against the wind. With hope in his heart, Daniel followed the light. When he reached it, he found a tiny hut, half hidden behind trees. Through the window, the warm glow of a lamp danced gently. He knocked softly. After a moment, the door creaked open. An old villager stood there, holding the lamp. His clothes were patched, his face wrinkled, but his eyes, and they were kind. "Come in, young man," the villager said. "You look frozen." Daniel stepped inside, shivering. The hut was small, just one room with a wooden chair, a simple bed, and that same flickering lamp on a rough table. The air smelled of soup, thin but comforting. "I'm sorry to disturb you," Daniel said. "My carriage broke down. I have nowhere to go." The old man smiled. "No one is a disturbance in a storm. Sit. You need warmth more than words." He took Daniel's wet coat and hung it by the fire. Then he served him a bowl of soup, the last bowl he had. He himself drank only water. Daniel tried to refuse. "Please, I can't take your food." But the villager said softly, "When you share what little you have, you never truly run out." They talked for hours. The old man told stories about the village, how it was once full of laughter, but now most people had moved away to the city. Daniel listened, comforted not just by the warmth of the fire, but by the warmth of a stranger's kindness. By morning, the storm had passed. The sky was clear again. Daniel thanked the old man again and again. "I'll never forget this night," he said. "You saved me." The villager smiled. "The lamp did, not me. Its light guided you here. Always follow the light, even when it's small." With those words, Daniel left the hut and returned to his journey. Many years passed. Daniel became a successful merchant. He traveled across cities, built a big business, and became known for his honesty and generosity. But deep down, he never forgot that small hut and that simple lamp that had once saved him. One winter evening, on his way through the countryside, Daniel's carriage again passed near the same village. It looked even poorer now, quiet, old, and forgotten by the world. But Daniel remembered. He told his driver to stop. He stepped out and walked toward the woods, searching. There was no map this time, but his heart remembered the way. Finally, he saw it. The same hut, though older and weaker than before. The roof was falling apart, and the window glass was cracked. But the lamp, that little lamp, still flickered by the window. Daniel knocked softly, his heart full of emotion. The door opened. A young woman stood there, She looked tired but kind. "Hello," Daniel said gently. "Does an old man still live here?" The woman's eyes softened. "He was my father. He passed away last winter." Daniel's heart sank. He stepped inside. Everything looked the same. The wooden chair, the small bed, the same little table, and on it, the lamp, still burning. The woman continued, "He often told us about a traveler he once helped on a stormy night. He said that night was the happiest he ever felt." Daniel smiled through his tears. He said, "That traveler was me, and that night, it changed my life." He looked around and added quietly, "I came to thank him and to keep his light alive." That day, Daniel made a decision. He rebuilt the hut into a small shelter for travelers, a place where anyone lost in a storm could find warmth and food. He kept the old lamp in the center of the room, still burning, as a reminder of the night kindness saved him. And every evening, when Daniel lit that lamp, he would whisper the old man's words, "Always follow the light, even when it's small." Life often gives us storms, nights when we feel lost, cold, and alone. But sometimes one small act of kindness, one warm word, one helping hand, can guide us out of that darkness. The old man's lamp didn't just light Daniel's path that night, it lit his heart forever. So whenever you can, be that lamp for someone. You never know how far your light might reach. Kindness may seem small, but its light never fades. One small act can guide someone's life, and sometimes even change your own. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell so you never miss a new story, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay happy. Bye.